Bird flu detected in San Diego wastewater.
So what exactly does that mean for you? We have Dr. Kaveh Bahmanpour joining us now from Sharp. And Doctor, good morning.
Good morning.
The interesting thing here, no known cases of the bird flu in San Diego, but it's in the wastewater. What does that mean?
So basically, the sewage system in San Diego is a closed system. So that means the wastewater cannot be mixed with any other water that we have there. So that's a good news. However, from time to time, we see that sick birds, like mainly water birds, like geese and also dogs can be, feces and also their dead body can be found in the sewage water. So that cannot be prevented. So that would be something that we think it might be causing this, but there's no human, the disease has been reported yet.
Okay.
Disease hasn't been reported yet, but if it were to be, what are the symptoms of this to be looking out for?
So it's more like the symptoms, like the influenza, like you could have fever, cough, body ache, all the way to pneumonia in severe cases. But and there's no vaccine for it as well. So that's a bad part. The good part is we still have the treatment for it, which could be preventive, and also it could be taking the medication. But yeah, the symptoms could be mild to severe.
You mentioned these symptoms, and we're on the heels, like everybody's starting to get their flu shots right now. We're on the heels of when the time starts that usually people start to get sick. So how do you know what it is that you have? If it's this, if it's influenza, if it's COVID, it seems like there's so many different things right now.
Absolutely, you're right. So the way we can kind of differentiate between them would be, first of all, seeing the medical professions, to see the doctors. First of all, if your symptoms are mild to moderate, you don't need to do anything. You can just stay home, take some Tylenol, and hydrate yourself. If your symptoms not that well, and you're basically throwing up, you have a lot of fevers, you've got to go to the medical emergencies or go see your doctor. So they can differentiate between these symptoms. Obviously, there's some flu tests that we can do, COVID tests that we can do, and if you think about like H5N1, that's a health county needed to come to the picture, and they do the testing as well.
As we talk about this and people start hearing bird flu, and they hear it on the news and they see it on social media, in terms of concerns for human, like a realistic concern, how high is that level for you guys as doctors, and how big is the worry for bird flu in humans at this point in San Diego?
For general population, I'm not worried about it that much, because if you're not handling any wild, birds, or not touching any feces, or not playing, I'm not worried about that. But mainly the farmers, it might be people that they're at risk and they need to be watched more. But honestly, I don't think that's a big of a deal. And the county is monitoring that pretty closely.
Are you concerned about COVID and variants?
Well, COVID is one of the stories that we're going to hear more and more. At the moment, we have a new vaccine for the new strain that we have. If the CDC recommends if you are 6 months and older, you need to get the vaccine. However, a lot of people have been vaccinated before and they don't have a really severe symptom. So I definitely recommend, if somebody's have immunodeficiency or comorbidities over 65, definitely get that vaccine as well. Which could be a very good preventive tool.
And back when the COVID started, they said there were going to be a lot of variants coming our way. The latest one, I had honestly never, XEC COVID variant. I think we followed the first 2 or 3 or 4.
Right.
And at this point, XEC is what we're up to. Is that any different in terms of concern level as well?
So yeah, this one was in the news a lot because it's a hybrid of 2 different strains.
Right.
And we saw that in Europe first, and we have few cases, I think, in the United States, but honestly, the symptoms is not that bad. It's more people, they're worried about like getting elderly at home or getting this infection really in bad ways, but I think it was a mild symptoms as well. It wasn't really a big deal, and didn't increase the mortality anyways.
Okay, Dr. Bahmanpour with Sharp, we thank you for the insight this morning.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.